That's right. Because what do you care? Hell, how did you get into office? You're nothing but a freaking tyrant. You're a criminal. And I can't even take it. I mean, it's absolutely sick. I am disgusted. Gwen, are you there yet? You're still not there. Okay. No, you're breaking up pretty bad, Gwen.
I'm here.
So what's this article? Gwen?
I'm just closing this window. Is that?
No, it's no better. No, it's no better. Why don't you call in via the cell phone or via your phone, and we can do it that way.
Because I can't bring my screen up, so I don't know what the number is to call in. Sorry.
Oh, now it's better. Now it's better. Okay, you're good. So what did you want to talk about? Just give me a preface the article, if you will.
Oh, well, it's just 8.
Nope, you're breaking up.
And just...
No, the loveliness of Skype, folks. This is Skype at its very finest, and I just want everybody that loves that likes this show, please send Skype your regards, please. That'd be wonderful, because this happens quite often when Freedomlink Radio likes to go on the air. So anyway, folks, this is what we have. So you have these curfews being enacted. You've got posse comitatus being violated by the Air Force with these security forces. I'm going to tell you this bluntly. This is martial law. Whether or not you choose to accept it or not, that's what it is. I hate to say it, but that's what it is. They're doing it covertly. You know, one of the things that I find quite interesting is I live in a community where we have a high military presence. And it used to be unauthorized for active duty military to do anything but travel in their car and go from home to work. They couldn't get out, go into 7-Eleven, get a cup of coffee. They couldn't get out, put gas in a tank. They couldn't go to the grocery store and buy groceries unless they were in dress uniform. That was it. They had to be in dress uniform. They could not be in fatigues. They couldn't be in dungarees. They couldn't be in any uniform other than dress uniform if they wanted to be out in public. But all of a sudden, that went away. And now they can go out and do whatever the heck they want to do. Go to the grocery store? No problem. It's absolutely sick. And this is one of those ways that they go ahead and condition the public to see this. It's assimilation. It's crazy. And people don't realize that. And I'm telling you, folks, we're running out of time. We are seriously running out of time. I'm really having difficulty with the lethargy that's taking place, with the ignorance, with people burying their heads in the sand. This is serious stuff. We have active duty military arresting people in Florida. We've got people in Chicago telling us when we can go out and when we can't. And we're being put on house arrest. That's what it is. You can't go outside? Guess what? And tell me something, folks, really. Do you honestly think for a second that these people that have no control over their kids are going to pay a $500 fine? Seriously? Or the kids are going to stop going out? Really? You think they're going to stop doing that? It's the same type of problem that we had with guns. Oh, well, let's take the guns away. If we take the guns away, then we won't have all these problems. No! What that does is, it restricts the ability of law-abiding citizens to be able to defend themselves from these thugs. Because the thugs don't lose the guns. It's the law-abiding citizens that lose the guns. And then we have to rely on jackbooted thug cops and what? Active duty military to ensure our safety? This is insane, folks. People should be outraged. Insane. When we come back, folks, we'll talk more about this. We're also going to talk about sovereignty, because now more than ever is what we need. We need to embrace sovereignty now more than ever. So we'll be right back after these few short messages. Don't go away. Welcome back, folks. You're listening to the Freedomlink radio show. I'm Joe Joseph, joined by Gwen Caldwell, my co-host. The website, thefreedomlinkradio.com, and you can email me, thefreedomlink@centurylink.net. That's thefreedomlink@centurylink.net. I'm glad to hear from you, and I try to reply as quick as possible. And before the break, we were talking about these the covert way they're trying to institute martial law in this country. And isn't it interesting that even with all of this going on, that nobody seems to have any problems with it? It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world, folks. It seems like every year I'm always saying, man, how can it get much worse than this? This is just crazy. And here we are, and it's like a year later, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I don't say it anymore because I think I jinxed myself. Gwen, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe, I think what people don't understand is that if there's not just a concerted effort on the part of the people to demand across the board that this kind of illegal behavior it's got to stop. There has to be outrage every time, no matter where it happens. There has got to be a show of opposition, because if we do not, pretty soon it's going to be in your neighborhood and there's not going to be anybody there.
No, you're absolutely right. And one thing that I find, and you woke me up to a lot of this information, is I think the best way to combat this right now is to learn how to embrace your sovereignty, because that's one thing that's been sorely lacking in this country for about 100 years now, is personal sovereignty, is understanding what sovereignty really means and embracing it and taking back the power and making it yours again. It's not a privilege given to you by the government. It's something that you're born with. It's a God-given natural right. So, Gwen, could you give people an overview, the people that haven't been listening to the show, or maybe this is their first time, what I mean by embracing sovereignty?
Well, you quit participating with the corporation. And when I say the corporation, that's your city, that's your county, that's your state troopers, that's your state, and that's your federal de facto government. And as long as what baffles me, I guess, about all of this is that we have a de facto corporation calling itself our government. It is not a republic. The republic is a de jure government by the people, for the people, of the people. And we're somehow conned into believing that what we have going on in D.C. is somehow a legitimate government, when it is, in fact, not. It is a business. It is a foreign corporation. So all of these orders basically are coming from the corporation. And they are doing it because We're paying them to do it.
That's right.
We're not withdrawing their authority.
My wife just said, and I agree with it, that it's power that we do not have to acknowledge. It's illegitimate, and we don't have to acknowledge it. We choose to because, unfortunately, it's been the way things have been for quite some time, and right now we're slaves to a debt-based monetary system. But we don't have to acknowledge it, do we, Gwen?
We do not. And most of all, we don't have to participate. We don't have to participate. When you understand how government is, what a republic is, I hear all those yahoos up on the Hill always talking about, referring to this country as a democracy. And it always just ticks me off because we're a republic. But then I realized they are talking about themselves, the corporation, and they are a democracy. So that's why they're always referring to democracy. That is not applicable to us, American citizens and state nationals. We are a republic.
That's right.
And they only exist because of us. They only exist because of us. If, for instance, if we all remedied our debt, or say we all took back the security that they're holding under our birth certificates, and we were, say, hypothetically, all millionaires, well, what would we need them for? We're an armed country. We have our National Guard. We have the Coast Guard. We could pay for our own Social Security. I mean, we would need Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, housing assistance. We wouldn't need DHS. We wouldn't need EPA or the Education Department because we could pay for that collectively within our own states. So we would effectively put the government out of business. And I don't know if you people really understand out there that all of this hullabaloo about this raising the debt ceiling and this big debt budget crisis that we have with the corporation, that they own that debt. That is not the Republic's debt. That is the corporation's debt. They run a bad business. Well, what happens when you run a bad business? You go bankrupt. I say let the dang thing fall.
Absolutely.
Let it fall. They're bankrupt. They can't run a decent business. They don't know how to live in a budget. Why, and then they scare the old people and the veterans by saying you're not going to get your benefits.
Oh, don't even get me started with that. Holy crap.
So,
folks, is that not, let me ask something. What's terrorism? Is terrorism a Muslim over there who, by the way, we've gone and invaded their country and tried to force our will upon their people? How would we feel if the Chinese came in and told us how to live? Oh, you need to eat rice all day. Okay, great. Well, guess what? No, I don't want to eat rice all day. I don't want to do it. So guess what? I'm kicking your Chinese butt out of my country because I don't want you here. Well, what do you think they're trying to do? They're doing it the same way that we would react if we got invaded. It's just the way it is, folks. When you get when you get roaches in the damn house, what happens? You kick the roaches out. You exterminate them. That's what happens when you get invaded. And that's what's happening now. I hate to say it. I'm just worked the hell up. So sorry if I offend anybody. Gotta love free speech. It's America.
I'm not apologizing for anybody I offend, because if anything we're saying on this show right now offends you, you need to do some doggone research and grab your ears and pull it out of the dark spots.
Absolutely, but you know what, Gwen? It is when Obama threatened, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to make the Social Security payments this month. Well, guess what? Well, if you didn't rob the damn lockbox all these years, Social Security would have plenty of money. But government went and stole all that. That's something we pay into. It's not an entitlement. We pay into it. But what happened? Oh, IOU. We'll just write an IOU for all this money we took. IOU. Take your IOU and shove it up your tuchus. We don't need it. I'll tell you what else.
Well,
It is
yeah,
terrorism.
That's right.